Richard and welcome to We're Not Wizards and another 6 Degrees of Expectation. Today we're having a quick look through Pet Evil, which is brought to us by Studio 71 and Games Quest and was designed by Joseph Liano and is all about our furry friends with nefarious schemes and evil in their hearts, and their basically their aims for world domination, and the only way they can do this is by building themselves massive exploding devices and launching them at their competition. This is a game of elimination. This is a game about drawing cards, building explosive rockets and launching them at your opponents, hitting them with radiation and hoping to reduce their health down to 0 and thus getting them rid of them at the game. On your turn, you're going to draw a card. There's a couple of other actions that you can take. That includes drawing the card, drawing another card again, drawing a card from the scrap pile, stealing a card from another player, or even having a trade of cards between players as well. After you've done that, you can then move on to taking a command move, which could be launching a missile, using a health pack, or even having a treaty with another player. It is a game of player elimination, so you are expected to be a bit back and forth. There is expected to be people targeting other players and potentially picking on other players or forming alliances, which is kind of all part of the fun. Pet Evil is designed to be relatively easy to pick up. It does take a couple of rounds to get used to what you're going to be doing. There are kind of reminder cards which you can use, and that will kind of keep you on the straight and narrow as you kind of play. There's a couple of phases that you have to play. Ideally, it's probably another game that you'd probably play a couple of rounds just until everybody kind of gets an idea. But once you've done that, it's going to be quite safe to put the rules, chuck them to one side, and kind of get on with kind of playing the game. As far as looks go, as you can see, doesn't take up a huge amount of table space. Even with everybody kind of having their whole hands, this isn't going to be a huge table hogger. The graphics, the design, the illustrations on the cards are quick, clear, kind of fit for purpose line art, not taking itself too seriously. The whole idea about this game is it's meant to be quite fun. A game's usually going to take probably about half an hour to 40 minutes. It's kind of a game that's not, it kind of encourages kind of interactivity between the players. It's not going to be necessarily everybody kind of, it's not going to necessarily be everybody kind of concentrating on the kind of the strategy. There's not an awful lot of strategy here to learn. It is meant to be a kind of a fun, almost kind of raucous game with people getting back at each other, stealing cards from each other, forming treaties, diving into shelters to protect themselves, and all important kind of building up these kind of rockets. It's interesting, the rockets themselves are made up from 3 components. So you've got kind of like the rocket, the warhead, and then you've got the explosive itself. And interestingly enough, there's a little bit of a strategy involved in that, and that you have to kind of make sure you're mixing and matching the kind of the right colours. The more correct colours that you match, then the better damage that you'll have kind of going forward. So it's worthwhile kind of taking your time and then building up the proper rocket that you can really cause some devastating damage, or picking away at the enemy. It's entirely up to yourself. Both kind of methods can work quite well for you. So that's Pet Evil. This is 6 Degrees of Expectations. We're Not Wizards. My name's Richard. Thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, roll rockets, make something awful. But until the next time, goodbye.